He was one of the first farmers to use anhydrous ammonia as a nitrogen source. And of course, today we know that the nitrogen is critical for the growth of corn production. And nitrogen was hard to get applied to the fields, and it was expensive. And they were beginning to use anhydrous ammonia, which was a residual of World War II. It was a byproduct of some of the munitions from World War II developed in Louisiana and Texas. Leslie went down there and looked at the cotton farms and said, if they can do it growing cotton, we can do it with corn, and actually used a propane tank, which wasn't even a proper tank at the time, but it was the best he had, mounted it on the back of his tractor, and actually demonstrated injecting anhydrous ammonia in a cornfield.
That was a big thing because up until that point, the only nitrogen basically was put on corn in the early years was manure. And that kind of revolutionized the corn industry when nitrogen solutions, the anhydrous was the first, and then the liquid nitrogens, because corn needs quite a bit of nitrogen to grow, and that became a big thing. That's when the yields took a huge jump when we started putting nitrogen on. And then the advent of hybrid seed coming along in the 60s and 70s with the fertility that came along at the same time, yields went from 40, 50 bushel the acre to 150 bushel acre very quickly. And now, we're up to 300 bushel an acre. And with the technology we have today, we're actually feeding the crop what it needs when it needs it. We're not just going out there and spreading a whole lot of fertilizer, whether it's nitrogen or phosphorus or potash or any of that sort of thing, the NP and K that we use. We map everything as we apply it. We soil test everything in grids of 2 to 3 acre grids, and we fertilize accordingly when it's needed, what it's needed. We don't try to overapply because it's inefficient, wasteful, and can't afford it with the tight margins that we're working on now anyway. So we try to feed the plant what it needs when it needs it.